Hello and welcome at Stocks Advisor channel. Here we are looking for interesting buy opportunities for US-based stocks. Today we will talk about Cleanspark Incorporated, traded at Nasdaq, ticker name CLSK. Well, let's have a look closer to the chart. CLSK is already continuously, like several weeks, showing a decline, and recently, one trading week ago, it did show a so-called magic cross down when the moving average 50 did cross from the top moving average when moving average 20 did cross from the top moving average 50, and now the question is where it's going to go. This also was confirmed with further decline of the price action, although it was slightly delayed. Magic cross down, so the price already did go lower, and still it did not work as momentarily bullish. You can clearly see here stabilization of the price of some kind of a plateau, and then we are going for further plateau. So now the question is, when can we re-enter for those who were in this stock previously, or when can you start opening your positions here to have a bounce play, and when the bounce play is expected here? Definitely for this stock it is expected. We still need to remember that this is not a big company, so it's a company of about 170 million market capacity, so it can go very volatile on some news or any expectations, reports, etc. And indeed you see those examples here, like in April, May, and again in May. For that reason I made actually this chart like almost 1 year chart, so you can see the daily candles of that, and you know how volatile it could be, and how huge actions it might take. So with having said that, keeping this in mind, we need to understand that it could go a little bit lower, but then we need to think of levels where we can pick it up and what would be the first entries for this stock. Before doing it, let's first define the downwards channels that we see here being traded. So it's clear that there is one channel here ongoing, and this is the top of the downwards channel that did start somewhere in the almost the middle of September on this price, and also sending actually the price really high for volume. Here you can see it. Let's make it thicker, and also going to overbought RSI wise, although not that high as it was in the previous wave. And also this current top, it's a little bit higher than the previous top of the wave, but it's still in kind of in the vicinity of this line, so it was able to pierce the previous wave's maximum, let's call it R1 line, but overall this R2 channel is being formed now, and the price is declining all the way almost 1 month. So now we are almost facing first support line that was as a reconfirmation or a secondary start of the previous wave, and this is the line formed here at the level of $7. And the reason this one is working as support line, because it did work actually as a second step or step for second run the previous wave, which was at the beginning of August, and also it was as a double support when this previous wave was going nicely down, and it started rebouncing from moving average 50 here, the blue line, but also use this line as double support. So this S1 line is actually quite nice line overall, although volumetrically it's not that big, so it's not that strong level of support. We can more precisely call it a volatility level, but still you might start entering on these levels. If you would look further where we can expect some reversal, then it's clearly seen that we have another levels here. So another one is sitting just below $6, let's say 5.8ish, and then another one is here just below current moving average 200, which is about $5. So with this you can see that there are some, let's say, echelons of support you can have. And of course, if you look further, just to depict those, we can see here these lines of support that are quite strong actually and good enough. So in that sense, if you can play here very nice classical average down technique, slowly entering and preparing for reversal. And with this, it would be advised actually to enter. Let's first call the lines. Let's call this one S2, S3, S4, and S5 correspondingly. And then actually it would be advised to have a first entry just below the current S1 level and between S1 and S2 channel here in the middle. So this would be the first entry for this stock. And then should the price decline further, then our level of S4 and all the way down to towards S5 would be the second level of entry. The reason we place these a little bit far from each other, because should the price pierce, most probably the moving average 200 will not completely hold it, and here we can have kind of a shooting star, or not shooting star but a rising dragon in this case, kind of behavior. And so it might be a candle forming something like that. But then of course being green or red, doesn't matter, with a small body and very long downwards shadow, it could be observed here. That's why if this happens here, then most probably it will touch the vicinity of second circle where you can enter. So again, we advise here entering with 1 to 2 average down strategy. So you buy with one portion, then you average down with 2 portions. And still some volatility might take place at S1. So taking into account that currently it's a Tuesday, most probably the entry to S1 will be available somewhere by end of this week or maybe beginning of next week. Speaking of R2 downwards channel, we also need to, of course, depict here the lower level of this channel, and in that sense you can see it's actually narrowing, so it's this one. And in that sense, before going further, we could still have a spike from S1 level or kind of volatility, but in general it is expected that at least once it will pierce the level of S1. And then if we would think of previously upwards trends that were already broken, you can clearly see this is the one line also, let's call it trend line 1, which was accelerated starting from July, but we are returning to it. So should we actually rebounds from S2 or from the first circle, we still might to return to overall trend 1 line, and then we can have actually like a slower reconfirmation of the upwards trend, or a kind of a parallel shift of upwards trend with some zigzagging approach, and then we will have another line going maybe parallel with T1 with some zigzagging downwards move here, and then we can call it like T1 prime. But it's still too early to say if it will behave really like that, but most probably it's forming this kind of situation for the stock. Again, it's a small market capacity stock, so big volatility is possible on downwards movement as well as on upwards movement. Just compare the numbers, like we were on the heights of R1 or starting R2, it's about 15. Now we are almost like 7.83, so the decline is quite significant, almost 50%, so it could go even higher. That's why it's wise to give it a little bit more defense, more gap here to re-enter. And with this, overall the company is behaving not bad. This volatility and upwards move should be corrected, and then it will be very interesting to replay again on Cleanspark Incorporated at Nasdaq. So with this, this is all for the current stock, and in this episode we would like to thank you for watching our channel, and please do not forget to subscribe to it. Watch our videos from our channel. From them you will learn more about another stocks and about other interesting opportunities at US based market.